Hello friends, this is Debasis and today I will teach you chemical coordination and integration. This is meant for actually class 11 syllabus science. Now let us go to the chapter. Now we have already studied the neural system. The neural system uh, it provides a point-to-point rapid coordination among organs. Point to point. Suppose this is an organ. This is an organ. So point to point rapid coordinations between organs. So this is organ. So point to point rapid coordination. Okay. It is first. The advantage is that it is first. Number two, it is short-lived. Now we know that the nerve fibers cannot innervate all cells of the body, including the cellular functions we need. So nerve cells or the nerve fibers cannot innervate all cells of the body. But cellular functions need to be continuously regulated. But cellular functions need to be continuously regulated. Need to be continuously regulated. So it need to be continuously regulated. Thus, a special kind of coordination and integration is required. A special kind of coordination and integration is required. Okay, so this coordination and integration is required. Now someone needs to carry out this coordination and integration functions. So this coordination and integration, this function is carried out. These functions are carried out by hormones. These functions is carried out by hormones. So in this case, the neural system and the endocrine system, so neural system plus endocrine system they perform, neural system, they together perform, this neural system and coordinate system together, they perform these functions. They jointly coordinate and regulate. They jointly coordinate, sorry, they jointly coordinate and regulate. Now, what does they coordinate and regulate? What does they coordinate and regulate? They coordinate and regulate the psychological functions. Psychological functions of our body. Functions of our body. These are the functions of our body. Okay. Now we have to study the endocrine glands and the hormones. Let us study the endocrine glands and the hormones. Endocrine glands and hormones. Okay. Now these endocrine glands, they do not have ducts. They do not have ducts. They do not have ducts. And hence they are called ductless glands. So they are called ductless glands. Okay. And their secretions, the secretion of these glands is called hormones. The secretion of the endocrine glands is called hormones. Now, what are hormones? Now, to define hormones, now the definition of hormone, if we give the definition of hormone, we can put it in this way, that these hormones are non-nutrient chemicals. Non-nutrient chemicals acts as intercellular messenger. They act as intercellular messenger. In cell to cell, acts as intercellular messenger. Produced in trace amounts, and they are produced in trace amounts. So this is the definition of hormone. Now the classical definitions, or the old definition of hormone, you can define in this way. Now let's go to the classical definition of hormone. Classical definition. Now it's a chemical produced, it is a chemical produced by the endocrine glands. Okay, it's a chemical produced by the endocrine glands. These chemicals are released into the blood. Are released into the blood. And what happens then? It is transported. It is transported to organs. To all organs. Even that organ which is located nearby or to a distantly located organs, to all organs. Now this is the classical definitions. So now we used to define the hormone in this way. Now we used to define the hormone in this way, and this is the classical definition. Okay, so what are the changes? What are the changes? Now this new definition, what does it covers? A number of new molecules in addition to the hormones. It covers a number of new molecules in addition to the hormones. In addition to the hormones. Okay, this is the addition. This is the new molecules. These new molecules are defined in the current definition of the hormone. Now we know the invertebrates. In invertebrates, it possesses simple endocrine system. It possesses simple endocrine system. Okay. And in vertebrates, large number of chemicals access hormones. So this is the major difference between invertebrates and vertebrates with regard to endocrine system. Now we will be studying about human endocrine system. Now this is a picture of the human endocrine system. You can see the human endocrine system. The names are given. Now it consists of the human endocrine system. It consists of the endocrine glands, hormones produced by it. And tissues and cells located in different parts of our body. Now you can see the pituitary gland over here. This is the pineal gland. This is the thyroid or the parathyroid. The adrenal gland. This is the adrenal gland. This is the pancreas. This is the ovary, the gonads. Okay. And this is the thymus. The hypothalamus is over here in the head. It is actually this part of the picture. This is the hypothalamus, and this is the pineal gland. Okay, this is the hypothalamus, and this is the pineal gland. This you can see the testes and the ovary. Okay. It is for male and ovary is for female. Now, in addition to this, some others organs are there. Example, gastrointestinal tract, the liver, kidney, hearts. These are also in addition to this. In addition to this, there are some other glands also. In addition to these glands, there are some other glands. These are gastrointestinal tract. Number B is the liver. Number C is the kidney. Number 4, heart. They also produced little bit of hormone. Now, brief account of the structure and function of all these major endocrine glands, hypothalamus. Now we will study this in details. Now let us, what is hypothalamus? Now, let us first study what is hypothalamus. Now, it is the basal part of diencephalon. It is the basal part of diencephalon. It is the forebrain. Regulates wide spectrum of body functions. Contains several group of neurosecretory cells. Contains several group of several group of neurosecretory cells, and these neurosecretory cells, these are called the nuclei. These are called nuclei, and it produces the hormones. It produces hormones. Now these hormones, what do they do? Regulate the synthesis and secretion of pituitary hormones. These hormones, they regulate the synthesis and secretion of pituitary hormone. Now, hormones produced by hypothalamus. These hormones produced by hypothalamus are of two types. These hypothalamus hormones, they are of two types. Okay. Number one is the releasing hormone, and number two is the inhibiting hormone. This releasing hormone, it stimulates secretion of pituitary hormone. Secretion of pituitary hormones. And these inhibiting hormones inhibits secretions of pituitary hormones. This one function is to stimulate secretion and another function is to inhibit secretion. Now we can take the example GnRH. This is a hypothalamic hormone and its name is gonadotropic releasing hormone. Gonadotropin releasing hormone. Now what is its function? Now it stimulates what does it stimulates? Now it stimulates pituitary synthesis and release of gonadotropin. endotropins. On the other hand, there is somatostatin. This hormone from the hypothalamus, it inhibits the release of growth hormone. It inhibits what does it inhibits? It inhibits the release of growth hormone. It inhibits the release of growth hormone. Okay, from pituitary, of course. Now, these hormones originates in hypothalamic neurons. The origin in hypothalamic neurons and pass through axons and released at nerve endings. Now these hormones reach the pituitary gland. They reach the pituitary gland, that is through portal circulatory system. That means through portals, we can write in this way, through portal circulatory system, these hormones reach the pituitary gland. These hormones reach the pituitary gland through the portal circulatory system. Okay. That means these hormones through portal circulatory system, it reaches the pituitary gland. Now what does it do? It regulates the function of the anterior pituitary. It regulates the hormones. It regulates the function of. It regulates the functions of. Got my point, students? Anterior pituitary. Now the posterior pituitary is under the direct neural regulation of hypothalamus. Now the posterior pituitary, I've told you, this is under direct regulation of hypothalamus. Okay, that's all for today. Next class we'll start the pituitary gland.